Awesome. So welcome to everyone joining in Facebook as well. This is kind of like a last minute energy masterclass of like, oh, I feel really called to do it right now. So there's some people who've been given the Zoom link access that'll be joining us live, and then others will just catch it in Facebook or on the replay. So if you're catching the replay, you can also say hi. And we're going to begin by dropping into some gratitude energy. So if you want to like take a moment, feel into something that you're grateful for. If you want to pop it in the chat, if you're live, or the comments, if you're on the Facebook. Grateful gifts as a psychic medium. Awesome. Celebrating you for that. Super grateful for those. Wonderful. So let's make sure that all things are being recorded in all the places. It looks like it is in fact streaming to Facebook. So that's always good when it's doing what we want. Technology is wonderful when it works. And this is the heart-centered, high-ticket sales, Align, Heal, Succeed Masterclass. So welcome, so much good energy to you for being here. I am really excited to drop into some like abundant pleasure first energy to really ground us in the frequency together, the like embodiment of it as well. So I invite you to close your eyes to begin. Take some deep cleansing breaths, allowing you to drop into your body. And you can do a baseline body scan, starting at the top of your head and slowly scanning down, just simply noticing where you're at in this present moment. And our intentionality after you finish your scan is to allow yourself to open up to even more abundance. So I invite you to tune into a part of your body that feels like it's ready to open up. It could be your chest, it could be your root, your sacral, just tuning in. There could be a part of your back that feels tight, or you might have a kink in your neck, some place in your body that's feeling like it's ready to open up for even more abundance. So once you get clear on where that is within your own body, you can put your hand on that area. Bring loving awareness and presence to it. And breathe there in whatever way you're called to. If you're called to deeper breaths, you can breathe deeply. You can breathe comfortably. Whatever feels most aligned to you. And you can notice what the awareness and the breath has done. If there's been an opening, even a little teeny bit already. If by being with this part of you and breathing with it and having loving attention and awareness on it, it feels better already. And to support it even more, I'm going to share some healing downloads. All you have to do is say yes to receive them. So do you want to know what it looks like for your higher power, God, creator, source energy, the universe, to support you in expanding this aspect of yourself, this part of your body, to being in a space of being more open, of feeling even more safe, feeling even more abundant, more resourced, more loved and supported, and that you know what that looks like and feels like to be embodied in that space of abundance, to feel open, to feel spacious energy. And if you would like all of that, you can say yes. Mm. And you can tune in to notice any shifts or changes. And while you're in this space of connection to your higher power, be that God, creator, source energy, the universe, I invite you to feel a connection or a string or a channel, whatever way you visualize this line of connection from your higher power into this space. And it might be bright white light or golden energy or a color that feels supportive for you. Just visualize this light and unconditionally loving connection between your higher power and this space within your body. And now with every time that you inhale and exhale, this channel gets bigger and bigger. The space in your body receives more and more unconditional love and support. Mm. And just notice how that feels in your body as you expand to even more abundance, even more love in your body. And I invite you to keep breathing until that entire space is filled up and it begins to overflow into other parts of your body. And you can visualize this channel again getting bigger and bigger, opening you up to more and more and more abundance. Mm. And if it feels good for you to stay still while you envision this energy encompass more and more of your body until it fills up your entire body, you can stay in stillness. Or if it feels good to you, you can begin to bring some stretch or movement to your body. You can keep your eyes closed if that feels good. You can also bring some touch to your body, some massage, if that feels yummy for you today. You can feed your blueprint if you know what your blueprint is and what part wants to be fed in this moment. And as you open up to more and more abundance in your body and feel more pleasure from the movement or touches on your body, I invite you to also allow this energy to overflow into the space that you're in so that it fills the entire room or environment if you're outside right now. And we're simply allowing your breath to guide this, that it gets to be easeful, just like breathing is easeful and automatic. This energy is expanding and overflowing, even more abundance, grounded into your body and into your space. Mm. Mm. And if it feels good to stop at the place of your room filling up with abundance, you can allow yourself to steep in it, to feel it with every breath, even more deeply, even more abundance, even more unconditional love from your higher power. And if it feels like you've really built up this energy and you can expand even more, you can also allow this to expand out into the town or city that you live in. And if it feels good, you can allow it to continue to overflow into the country that you're living in, the continent that you're on, and out into the entire earth. Mm. As you breathe in all of this abundance, all of this unconditional love from your higher power, I invite you to really connect with this energetic of your higher power and to ask any question that's coming to the surface around what's your next best step in your business. And just simply breathing as you receive that answer now. It may be clear now, or it might come through over the next 24 hours as you integrate more. So simply trusting that you get to ask your question or questions. Will be here for about a minute, and you can receive the guidance that you're desiring to receive. Mm. And to begin to close this deeper connection, you can thank your higher power in whatever way feels good. Also knowing that you're always connected, you're always available for more details to come through, for more information or downloads to be received. Mm. And if you expanded all the way out to include all of Mother Earth, after you thank your higher power and honoring to them and you can begin to witness that bright white light, that energetic of unconditional love and abundant energy to begin to wave back in towards you. To feel it come back through Mother Earth to the continent that you're on. Moving back in to the country you're living in, the town or city. And to come all the way back into the room that you're in. And feeling this more amplified energy of abundance all around you. Nurturing and supporting you as you simply breathe it in. Mm. And you can begin to ground this into your body, back into that original space that you were working with in your body. Or it could be into your heart chakra, your hips, another chakra that you feel called to grounding it into. Mm. And you can take a moment there to notice how you feel now. Doing another quick scan of your body to notice how you feel after this pleasure first practice. Mm. And then when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Stretch your body if that feels good to feel the expansion, the openness of more abundance in your system now. And I'd love to hear how that's feeling for your body. If you want to share your body reveal or an insight that you had from it, you can put it in the comments or in the chat. I'm definitely feeling more grounded and open and feel expansive energy and more heat in my hands for sure, connecting with all of that. Okay, so then to drop us into kind of the flow of today, we're going to move through different energies. So during this masterclass, you're going to receive even more healings and clearings to release the limiting beliefs or blocks that have been holding you back from higher ticket sales. You're going to learn how to align even more deeply with your unique inspired action steps. We're going to release your glass ceiling. So wherever your limit is right now of how much money you can receive or how much you can sell in a package, we can release whatever quote unquote glass ceiling you have going on there so we can expand your capacity to receive even more deeply with so much more ease. We're also going to focus on healing your fear of rejection because that's a big piece that holds people back. So we're going to really focus on energetics there and clearing that out of your body and move into releasing a body block that's really been holding you back from being your fully lit up and abundant self with a pleasurable business that's overflowing into your life where you have the time freedom you're desiring and the financial freedom, and it just really optimally supports you, the people in your inner circle, and the community that you serve around you. And towards the end, we'll also open it up to some Q&A and potential next steps if you're feeling called to go even deeper into all of this lovely, juicy energy. Jumping into the chat. Okay. I jumped into the exercise quite late, but I'm feeling so good and relaxed after what I did. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. I love that. And this will be on replay, so you can also get the full experience afterwards, which is so fun. And I love that you jumped on. Okay, so anyone who's unfamiliar to me, I'm going to do a quick introduction. I am Laura McPhee. I'm a speaker, healer, and coach, and my heart and soul absolutely loves to support other coaches and healers and heart-centered entrepreneurs to increase their impact and their income and their capacity for pleasure. And that's like day-to-day pleasure. And I'm also an erotic blueprint coach, so it can also be like orgasmic bliss and expanding into all different types of erotic energy and using that pure creative energy to fuel your business, which is really fun. The biggest tools that we'll be using today are theta healing. So we're going to clear, release, and let go of that like deep limiting subconscious belief system that's been holding you back. And we're going to get it out from the root, just like we would for like a weed in your garden, so that it won't come back in another place. And when we get it from that root, it heals all the other areas where it had shown up in your life in the past. So it gets to be a really easeful experience. And just like you experienced the quick download during the Pleasure First practice, all you have to do is say yes to receive it, which is really fun. I'm also a master Reiki practitioner, so I'm able to deeply clear out the blocks that are within your body that are holding you back. So we're going to do some of that later when we clear out some body blocks that are showing up for you. I'm also a Tony Robbins Master University grad, so I have the conscious pieces and the unconscious pieces. I really love flowing and playing with like the masculine and the feminine energy, the yin, the yang energy, however you want to like play with those words, to really support you in your business, because we're not just like in silos in our business. There's a holistic thing happening with your human and how you're interacting with your business and the other humans in the world and the people in your inner circle and the people in your audience and your clients and all the humans. So I love looking at it from the whole picture view and clearing out all the things that aren't serving you so that it serves and supports you the best, and also ripples out into the other humans in the world as well. So I am an empath. I'm a reflector in human design. What that means is that all of my centers are open. So I'm the 1% who chose to incarnate with all of my centers completely open. So even being in my presence, you get to experience what that's like to have your centers feeling open. I'm a huge mirror and I'm a big amplifier for light workers. So I'm especially built to like work with light workers to shine their light brighter so that they can have bigger impact in the world, and they can see themselves as their highest selves, as the like incredible soul that they are to do their incredible work in the world. And I just love that I chose to incarnate as this, even though for a lot of the time it's like, okay, being the 1% and having some of these interesting things happen with like human design, it's like, okay, it's like there's some good, there's some bad, and I'm really grateful for the overall like experience of getting to support my clients with the superpowers of being a reflector. What else am I? I used to be an accountant as well, so I have my bachelor of business administration. That tends to help a lot of like more creative light workers feel more grounded, of like, okay, like the business practices and the like money talk that I talk about is really grounded, and I understand the importance of cash flow. Like cash is king in our businesses. So one of the main reasons I like to talk about high ticket sales is because when you have that column, that stream in your business functioning well, you can overflow into other things. So if you want to do things for free, for pro bono, for really low ticket cost, or if you want to offer scholarships and all the other beautiful things, when you're served and supported by high ticket sales in your business, by the humans who are soul aligned to that, the humans who are meant to work with you in that capacity, the humans that literally wouldn't show up for themselves in a low ticket container, but are an energetic match to this high ticket package. When you serve them and when you have that stream flowing, you can feel so grounded and safe, and your nervous system is so much more relaxed to overflow into all the other areas that you're feeling called for, to creating a book, to doing all kinds of free lives and resources and posts, you'll have an overflow to serve those humans. So that's why I especially love talking about that, because it makes financial sense. And it's really supported me throughout my journey for the past several years. And it's really been amazing to see all of my clients be supported by that as well, and have even more positive ripples of change in the world because they're supported. We're not running nonprofits here. Like, our business needs to be profitable so that we can be sustained, and we're not in survival energy trying to like help someone else survive. That doesn't tend to work out well. But when we choose to be the most abundant that we're called to, we get to overflow into others and have win-win-win experiences with ourselves, our clients, and the bigger communities that we're supporting. I'm also trained in accelerated evolution. So there's really cool practices within that like really jump you from one space into another. I'm an erotic blueprint coach. I mentioned that. And I have also trained with the creator of the erotic blueprints, Jaya, for 2.5 years. So I've gone really deep into the embodiment of pleasure, that we get to like really tap into the pure creative energy that we were born into this world from, to use month after month and within our cycles to really, really, really have the abundance that we're desiring, to like have an embodied experience of safety for ourselves, having safety in our businesses, having pleasure in our life, so that we can really have full cups and then overflow from our full cups into the world around us. So then dropping in to some clearings to do, I want to invite you to share anything in the chat or in the comments if you're on Facebook. What's been holding you back? If you already know, like, oh, I want to clear this thing. As soon as I saw a post, I was like, oh, I totally want to get this cleared. If you have a block that you already have front and center in your brain, share it with me and we'll definitely get it cleared in this section, so that you can like really deeply be supported from the get-go. Like, I want you to get so much value out of this masterclass. So I'm also going to tune into the collective energy of everyone who's watching live and everyone who will be joining us on the replay. And if you're like, oh my gosh, I have this belief system and I don't want it anymore, or oh, every time I like go to do this, there's like something that shows up in my body, or I like manifest a dis-ease in some way, or I'm self-sabotaging in some way. If you have that coming up in any way, let me know and we'll also get those cleared out for you as well. Okay, so while you're writing that in the chat, if you're called to, I'm just going to start us off with a general clearing for anything that's been holding you back, for all the things that were starting to come to your mind as I mentioned those, any memories of times in the past where you had self-sabotage come up, where you felt like a failure in your business, or you made a mistake in some way, or where you were disappointed, where expectations didn't match your reality, and that you can clear, release, and let go of all of that old junk, negative energy, and negative emotion that's been keeping you stuck or holding you back, that we can clear it completely in all levels through your higher power and also resolve it from the history level. And if you would like all of that, you can say yes. And again, these downloads are super easy to receive. All you need to do is say yes and breathe. Some people really enjoy like closing their eyes and feeling it, feeling the energy move or shift within their body, or heat or tingles in their body. And you can also do it if you're doing other things right now, which makes the process really easy. You just say yes and we clear it out of your subconscious. And you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all old thought forms, frequencies, habits, or identities that have been holding you back or keeping you stuck. And to also clear out your energetic space and all of the different tools that you're using, your cell phone, your laptop, other things, that we can clear that physical 3D human experience from yourself, of having like a negative message pop in, or getting a no from someone, or having a sales call where the person was mean or rejected you in some way that didn't feel good, or was a no and you just like couldn't sit with that uncomfortability of the no, that we can clear, release, and let go of all that junk and negative energy from you completely in all levels, and also from any and all tools in your businesses, any technology or systems in your businesses as well, that we can clear that out on all levels so you can have a clean slate and moving forward. And if you'd like that, you can also say yes. Mm. And you want to forgive yourself for any and all weight, pressure, heaviness, responsibility, like weight of the world on your shoulders, anything that's been feeling like it's tugging on you, holding you back, weighing you down, or preventing you from moving forward into a successful, profitable, cash flow positive business, that we can clear, release, and let go of all those old negative energies on all levels, all the belief systems or stories from the root where those were initially planted, that we can release those on all levels and resolve it on a history level. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Mm. And you want to know who you are and what your life looks like and feels like, allowing yourself to expand into the identity of someone who has a prosperous, abundant, overflowing cash flow in their business, that you can allow yourself to receive that you can feel safe, worthy, and deserving of doing so, and that you know what your life will look like and feel like having the desired income that you are wanting, needing, desiring into your business, that it can flow safely into it, and that you know what your business will look like in doing that, what your relationships will look like, and have it deeper clarity and truth from your higher power around who you need to become, what you need to embody, what identities you need to choose and decide to take on fully to have that in your life now. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And there's some conscious pieces coming through for that as well. So we're clearing up the subconscious. And then there's still like the 5 to 10% conscious pieces that are supportive and moving you forward. So if it feels good for you as some homework or home play, however you want to play with that, if you put on a post-it note or you begin to say to yourself, like, I am a wealthy entrepreneur. I am an abundant entrepreneur. I'm an abundant business owner. I receive consistent cash flow into my business. So having some of those phrases around you, saying it more often, choosing to like orient to that more and more feels like it'll ground it in even more deeply. And if you have any other identity where it's like, oh, like I might have been in the identity of like a broke healer, or like I make sales, but then I put it all back into my business, or I like give it all away, or I support my family, or I support charities. And then at the end of the day, I don't really have as much, or I give a ton to my team or mentors or other things. And at the end of the day, I don't really have as much. So if you have any identities around that, you want to clear, release, and let go of the belief system that other people are more important than you, that it's more important to give to someone else than for you to be fully fed, fully fulfilled, and financially abundant and successful. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all stories or cultural conditioning around that? And do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to release any and all good girl, good boy, good human conditioning that you had for any and all times you get praise or connection or belonging or love from overgiving to someone else, or self-sacrificing and giving to others? And if you'd like to clear that on all levels, you can say yes. And you want to cut any and all cords, contracts, bonds, oaths, obligations, releasing any and all commitments that you've had to self-sacrifice, to giving to others before your needs, wants, and desires are fully met, that you can clear, release, and let go of any and all harm that that's caused you or others, or resentment that has been co-created from that. And if you'd like to clear that on all levels, you can say yes. And you also want to forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know when you didn't know it, for any and all past behavior or actions that doesn't feel good to you anymore, that didn't feel healthy in the moment, or from reflection feels not good in your body, that we can clear that on all levels, and that you can also forgive anyone else who is simply being an actor on your stage, trying to help you learn this lesson, trying to help you go through that experience, that you can grow to your next level, that you can have this deep forgiveness so that you have a clean slate and moving forward. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And to clarify the forgiveness piece, it doesn't mean that you need to like go out and say, oh, I forgive you, or I'm sorry about this. And like, unless you're feeling really called to repair with someone or have a forgiveness conversation with them, that's not what we're doing here. We're clearing the energetics so that you have a blank slate around it so that we can mark these lessons as complete. And if some forgiveness work feels like it is your next step for someone, you can also jot that down and do that if it's feeling aligned. Okay. So do you want to mark all of those old lessons that you were trying to learn the hard way through self-sacrifice or self-sabotage, or through like analysis paralysis or procrastination, that you can mark those lessons that you were trying to learn the hard way as complete, and that you can choose to learn your lessons through ease, speed, grace, joy, love, and support from your higher power from now on. And if you would like that, you can say yes. I'm tuning into the chat. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. And definitely like drink lots, stay hydrated while we're doing all these clearings, because lots of energy is moving and shifting. So that's good. And if you ever feel called to like shake it off or like get some of that energy off in any other ways, you can always do that as well and get your body supporting you and clearing it all out. Okay, so if you tune in now, if you feel good, let me know if you're feeling good. If you feel like there's something else coming to the surface, definitely pop it in the comments or in the chat box, and we can keep going layers deeper to clear it out. So you can let me know if any of that's coming up for you. And then we're going to move into our next phase, which is learning how to align with your own unique inspired action steps so that you can serve from your overflow, so that you co-create a business that works so well for you, even if it doesn't look like XYZ other coaches or a previous mentor or coach or healer who said you should do it this way or shouldn't do it this way, should do it that way. We're going to like clear out some of the should energy and really support you with like getting clear on what works best for you. So I'll again invite you to close your eyes if you're available to. Don't do it if you're driving. And tuning into your heart. So if it feels good to putting a hand or both hands on your heart, you can do that. And feeling into your heart and soul that's calling you to do this amazing work in the world. And by doing this amazing work in the world, also receive an equal energy exchange for all the support and love and service you give. And from this grounded, heart-centered space, feeling even more deeply connected with your soul's mission, I invite you to tune in to what you desire to receive from your business. So not just the income you want to receive from your business, of like, oh, I want to have 6 figures and there's expenses and my take home is less than that. like tuning into what you desire to, at the end of the day, have as your take home pay for the equal energy exchange for all the beautiful work that you do in the world, for shining your light, for sharing your wisdom and superpowers and gifts with others. And when you know that number, when that feels clear, or when you have a range within yourself of, yeah, for all of the amazing work that I do in the world, I desire to personally receive this amount. And that feels clear for you. I invite you to then tune into how much do you desire for your business to be making, so that you can have that expense to yourself, your payroll expense to you, so to speak. And if you notice any brain thoughts, just like bless and release them. Be like, okay, I see you. And drop back into your heart. Tune back into your soul's mission here. And simply allow the number to come through of what your business needs to earn. So you can pay your business expenses, your taxes, your team, the different platforms that you're on, your scheduling platform, landing pages, opt-ins. What's that number? If you want to write those down so that it stays grounded, you can do that. If you want to share it with us, you can also do that. If you're feeling called to share. Tuning back into the chat. Feel great. Love the idea of having learned lessons. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so then some clearing energy is coming up around like the numbers of business and figuring all of this kind of head stuff out. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to take the heart and soul guidance that you receive and to work with that as a 3D human? What it looks like and feels like to do the 3D work of reverse engineering those numbers into what you get to do in your business on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, and that you know who you are and what your life looks like, having that feeling more grounded and safe to explore. That you can also clear, release, and let go of any and all past experiences where it was frustrating working with your financials, where it was difficult to pay bills or to anticipate properly cash flow or profitability or any of those pieces in your business, that we can clear, release, and let go of all that junk and negative energy, all that baggage and negative emotion that's come up from the past experiences you've had, especially around dealing with money and the more business side of your business. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Okay. So one thing that I love to do with my clients is take their business number, so like the number that they're desiring to have their business to create, and reverse engineering it. So we don't really have the time and space today to like do all the things and for me to like show you the Excel, but it's also coming through as like a piece that could be supportive for people. So if you want more information about reverse engineering, I've done that in the past and have Excel sheets and all the different stuff around that. So if you want to either email me if you're getting this on the replay, or just private message me on Facebook or Instagram or wherever you found me. If you want to message me reverse engineer, I can send you some resources around that. So you can be like, okay, if I put in this amount on the spreadsheet, this is what I want. These are what my packages need to look like, and workshops and group programs. And it has all those different details in it. So you can play with that energy and be like, okay, how does this feel? Does this get me to the number that I desire my business to be making at the end of the year? So you can have check-ins with yourself along the way and all the fun stuff around that. So that's great. Worksheets, everyone should do that process. Yes, it's so good. So yeah, message me, reverse engineer, and either me or my VA will send you the like video that I did with that and like the templates so you can do that, because I really desire light workers to be prosperous. Like it breaks my heart when people have to like go back to a day job, or they just quit this because they're like, well, I can't fund my life. Like I can't support me and my children. Like it breaks my heart. So if that's coming up for you and you really want to get clear on how to reverse engineer it, just send me a reverse engineer, and you'll get all that training to support you in that. Okay, that was a big piece. So being like, we'll put that for next steps for people. Do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to allow yourself permission to be profitable in your business? That you can clear, release, and let go of any and all junk or negative energy that you have around corporations or companies that you've seen or experienced that put their profitability above humans, that they exist in a win-lose-lose experience with humans where they win by getting the money and their clients are losing in some way, or the planet's losing in some way because they're polluting it or not having right relationships with the planet or the community that they're in. So do you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all negative junk, energy, emotion, stories, and unconscious belief systems or collective energy that has you in some form of resistance to your business, or as big as your business could be, because you're nervous of acting in those ways or unconsciously showing up in ways that you perceive yourself to be a bad business owner, or that other people could perceive your business to be bad or negative or not supportive. And if you'd like to clear that, you can say yes. And I love that, Nick. This is perfect. I just incorporated. Wonderful. I love that the downloads are coming in. So beautiful. Okay. And the other piece that I want to like consciously define is different. It's different between your business making six figures and then all the expenses and taxes and payments and all the things, and you making six figures. Because I know that tends to be a big goal that coaches and healers and self-employed people have, is like six figures, and then their business makes it and they might not necessarily make it. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to clearly differentiate your business entity and your personal entity? Even if you're a solopreneur and your taxes are all in one thing, like that, you know what it looks like and feels like to differentiate that within yourself so that you can be served and supported as an individual from your business. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you even want to like shake some of that stuff off if you're like, oh, taxes and figuring things out. And I thought I was going to make this amount, and oh, I only fucking got this at the end of the year. And there was disappointment or resentment around that. Like, let's just shake that off, and we'll clear any and all residual pieces around that and cut any and all cords, contracts, vows, bonds, oaths, blood oaths, and release any and all curses around that as well. So if you'd like those, you can say yes. And we'll replace all that with unconditional love from your higher power. And also show you what it looks like and feels like to move in your own unique inspired action steps to clean the stuff up in your business so you can be fully in alignment with a successful, financially secure business for yourself, and that you know who you are and what your life looks like doing the baby steps and the bigger steps to get you there. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Yes, revenue versus income. Yeah, net after taxes. Yes. And like, do you want to also forgive yourself in this sphere for like not knowing what you didn't know when you didn't know it? And for any times that you felt incompetent or ignorant around the tax system, around the expenses going on in your business, around the different types of items that you have in your business, that you can like clear, release, and let go of any and all junk, negative energy, and negative emotion, just like all the baggage around that. And to also forgive yourself and anyone else who is an actor on your stage around these pieces as well, so you can have a clean slate and moving forward. And if you'd like all that, you can say yes. I love that. Yes. And for all the things I will learn in the future. Yeah, we can do that too. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to ground in to your next best step now, to allow you to move and flow in your unique inspired action steps, and to trust your unique journey. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. All yeses. You're so welcome. And I want to like really, really, really ground in the power of baby steps, the power of moving in your unique inspired action step. Instead of the shoulds or what XYZ cookie cutter other methods are telling you have to do, grounding into what your next step is the most powerful piece. Because I see a number of people who are spinning their wheels on that ABC cookie cutter method, or don't stay focused on what they're feeling called and inspired to do. They get like comparisonitis or shiny object syndrome going on, and then they're like, oh, well, maybe this, maybe that, maybe this, maybe that, maybe this, and maybe that. So I want to like give you a really big permission slip that like when that download drops in for you of like, this is my best next step, this is my baby step, or this is like the big shift forward, your massive action that you're taking, when that drops in, to stay in that and to like basically put like blinders on to the way everyone else is doing it, because that will distract your energy. That'll like pull you in one direction or another, and you won't be as like magnetic and like energetically strong and like full of like magnetism and attraction energy if you're like, oh, and this, oh, and this, oh, and this, oh, and this. So like massive permission slip to like basically put blinders on to everything else and what everyone else is doing and all the comparison when that drops in for you, so you can like stay in alignment with it. So do you want to know what that looks like and feels like? That you can allow yourself to trust your next best step, that you can allow yourself to flow in your unique inspired action steps, and that you know what that looks like and feels like for you and your business at the stage and cycle that you're in right now. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And I'm also totally feeling called to shout out a client I have, Michelle Phillips. We did a client success story a couple weeks ago. So if you want to like scroll on my page to grab that, she talked about how amazing it was that she like literally just did her next best step. She moved in baby steps in her business, and she went from selling hourly at like $100-ish, $80-ish to like selling her first $9,000 package, staying in full alignment with what she was called to do. And a lot of the things was like tuning in to her offer. What's her like high ticket offer? And then making changes and making changes and making changes and making changes. And she could have gotten very distracted. And I've seen friends and other people in the past, and I've done that myself, who get distracted and it's like, oh, the energy is not as clear. But she was so good at staying so focused that like her next best step is getting so clear on her high ticket package. She got super clear on it, and she called in that soul aligned human. So instead of doing a little bit of here and then here and then here and here, and like no projects really getting done, like giving you that grounded permission slip, focus on what's coming through, get that to completion, and then allow yourself to receive the awesomeness from doing that one thing. Okay. So now we're going to do some clearings to release you from your glass ceiling and expand your capacity to receive with even more ease and pleasure. So if you like to muscle test, you can muscle test here if that feels good. There's a standing muscle test if you want to like stand up, ground, feel your feet on the floor, say yes. or say my name is and say your actual name. Feel how your body moves. Most people that's forward and that's their yes. Or you can ground again, be in your center and say no, or say my name is Jack when it's not. Usually people move back. You can notice that. You can also do it with your fingers. I really like doing it on my hands. So I keep this together, and it works because when we lie to ourselves unconsciously, we get a little bit weaker, which allows it to break. So you just kind of like hold it as if you have a $1 bill. You're not like, oh my God, I never need this to like ever fall out. You're like, just holding it. And then you'll use your other fingers as kind of like pliers. So super simple. I can say, my name is Laura, pull, it stays closed. So I'm just opening it and this stays closed because it's yes, because my name's Laura. If I say my name is Jack, it opens because that's not true. So it gets a little bit weaker and opens. So to kind of test your glass ceiling, I'm going to give you a little bit of like choose your own adventure here. You can do it for the amount that you can receive in your business, or you can do it for like a high ticket package. So depending on how quickly you do it, you might be able to get both done in this time. So you can tune into like which one feels more important for you to do first. So income in your business or high ticket package. And then you can simply muscle test. I'm able to receive this amount of money in my business, or I'm able to receive this amount of money in one package. And then you can like test numbers. So if you're like, okay, I've never received a 10K package before, muscle test, I'm able to receive $10,000 in one package. So then if it's a no, then you're like, oh, okay, that doesn't work. That's where your glass ceiling might be. And then you can do the same thing for income. I'm able to receive $100,000 in my business and muscle test it that way. Seven multiple $6 please. Let's bump that number up. We can definitely bump the number up. So we're just bringing some awareness. So this is good for you now, and then it'll also be good for you in the future. If you notice you're getting stagnant again, or if you're feeling stuck again, you can be like, oh, maybe I have a glass ceiling showing up here. And sometimes people feel like really hard on themselves and they get down and frustrated by it. But I really invite you to get to a place where you're just like, this is information. And even being grateful that you have this information, because you can tune in. You don't need me to muscle test for you. You can always, at whatever stage of your journey, tune in. How much can you receive in your business right now? How much can you receive in one package? And see where those numbers are so that we can know what the problem is. Because sometimes like half the solution is getting really clear of what the problem is, and then move forward and expand it and open it and clear those glass ceilings. And I'm going to say clear the glass ceiling because sometimes people have the belief system that they have to like break it or like break through. And it's like so much more energy. It feels like taxing to their system, or that they're going to have to like build up all this self-care and sleep and good things. And they're like, okay, well, I can't do this because then I have to do this, but then I have to do this in order for this to work. And it just becomes a lot for them instead of just like, we can release it. You can just clear it out. And I'm not saying those other things aren't important, because yes, like when we hold more, when we hold higher ticket sales and more money in our business and more humans in our business, it's also really important to continue taking really good care of us. So again, we're serving from that full cup, or ideally overflowing cup. Okay. So hopefully by now you've had a chance to do both. If you haven't, you can always come back to the replay. So for whichever one or both that you did, do you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to release those old subconscious belief systems around glass ceilings, around your capacity to receive, and to also release any and all other blocks or barriers from having a higher number, the higher number that your heart and soul desires and that you feel most in alignment with receiving now, and allowing that to grow in the future as well. And if you'd like all of that, you can say yes. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to receive even more with ease and pleasure, to allow it to feel pleasurable to your human, and that you can clear, release, and let go of any and all old hustle energy, bro culture, marketing, or societal conditioning, that it's going to take more from you, that it's going to burn you out, that it's going to exhaust you, that it's going to be a painful process, or that you're going to have to sacrifice a lot in order to get there. And if you'd like to clear those, you can say yes. And you want to know who you are and what your life looks like and feels like, having the capacity for either the income in your business or the amount that you can receive in private packages or group packages, for the capacity to expand to a place of double, if that feels good and safe, to triple, to 10x, to 100x, whatever is feeling good for you in this moment, that you can have that expand so you can feel safe, worthy, and deserving of receiving more and having room to grow still. And if you would like that, you can say yes. So essentially what we're doing with that is like a conscious piece to like ground this in. Sometimes it can feel like it benefits you to have a ceiling, because it's like, okay, it's good to have a roof over your head. It's good to like have some certainty of like, okay, I'm going to go this high. And if you even think of like a helium balloon, where it's like, okay, it can go up and it's going to like stop at the like top of my house. Like it can only get so far. So we could go way deeper into this, and I'm going to like share some next steps where we can go way deeper into this. But for the like time's sake of getting through all the amazing pieces I desire to on the masterclass, sometimes it can feel safe for our grounded human to have some type of limit, to be like, okay, if I double it, life would be like this, and I could probably hold that. So yeah, it feels safer to expand it to double, which is awesome. Like if you've only ever sold a 5K package and now you can sell a 10K package, that's awesome. Like celebrating you so much for like doubling your capacity to expand into. And just being aware that sometimes if people have already had like 6 figures and then they like want to make $100 million, they're like, my brain can't fathom the amount of work and team and delegation and all these pieces to be $100 million. So expanding my like ceiling to $100 million feels unsafe to their nervous system. It creates some like chaos or like unknowing that like actually works against them. So that's why, at least for like today, to support you and giving you space to grow, it's okay if you're like, okay, I still have a glass ceiling somewhere. It doesn't have to be bad. So do you also want to know what it looks like and feels like to have a neutral relationship with your glass ceiling, if you still need it as kind of like your safety bubble of like, okay, I can grow to this much and I feel safe at like this barrier, these edges of my new comfort zone, and that you know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to ground into your new reality in a healthy way, and to also build in space and like build in some buffer for you to continue to grow even beyond this masterclass, that it can continue to expand and open and create more spaciousness as you grow in your business. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And then in the comments, yes, so get that fear of not having the team and support to give my clients, students the level of service I desire for them to experience. Yeah, 100%. And that starts to come up as you scale more, as you grow more, as you have more team. And it's totally natural. Like, of course you want to take care of your humans. And if you have some stuff going on with team or trust, or, and again, we can get into like a whole other masterclass and all this stuff, like if there's something off there, then there's going to be a part of you that caps, that puts some kind of ceiling or cap on you, because you're like, oh, well, if I have 2,000 students and I lose my customer service person, or if I don't really trust my customer service person right now, or I'm not quite sure if I love how my VA is right now, and could they grow? Would I have to hire someone else on? Like if you have a lot of uncertainty with that, then you might cap yourself, because you're like, okay, well, we can handle what's going on here. Or if worst case scenario, everyone quit tomorrow, I could probably like manage for a little while. Like there can be different blocks and barriers within you or within your subconscious stories. that are really trying to protect you. So do you want to also know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to notice where those show up, to bring more loving awareness to where they have shown up in your business, so you can move in inspired action steps to resolve that within you, to repair that with any other humans that are in your world, and to ground into resources, support, tools, mentorship, coaching, healing, books, random posts from any resource that you feel called, that you can like pull in the answers, the support, the tools that will support you in continuing to grow as you grow your team, as you grow your impact in the world. And if you'd like all that, you can say yes. Love it. Hell to the yes. Awesome. So I invite you to tune back in after we've done those downloads. Just muscle test again. You can muscle test what your ceiling was before. Ideally, it's going to open this time. It's going to be a no. That ceiling's going to be gone. So we'll give you a moment to do that. And then for awareness sake, just to be like, okay, do I have a new glass ceiling? Tuning into yourself and maybe muscle testing a couple of numbers to just be aware of, like, okay, what am I currently available to receive as a one-on-one package? So you can muscle test again. I am able to receive blank amount of money in a private package or in a group package if you're playing with group right now, or I'm able to receive blank amount of money in my business. So muscle testing those just to bring awareness to what your new ceiling might be, or what a new cap is. Woohoo, doubled. Celebrating you for that. That is wonderful. Awesome. And I'm also going to grab some more water and encourage you to drink lots and lots and lots, because we're clearing out a bunch of old stuff that does not serve you. And celebrating everyone who doesn't feel called to share, who's also like making moves and allowing the old stuff to be cleared out. I also added, I can receive this in 1 year starting now. Yes. Fuck yes. Celebrating you for that. And like, when you expand your capacity to receive, it can move really, really fast, because it's like, oh, now that's gone and I feel safe to expand. So because I love my clients and I'm like, so proud of them, I also did a client success story with my client, Nicola, and she literally expanded into a 14K month for the first time ever during our like 8-week container for aligning and healing to high ticket sales. She like literally just expanded it. It's like, oh yeah, I'll just sell another 90K another 9K package and another thing here and another thing there, and like receive more. So yeah, it can happen super fast. And if you want to hear success stories because you're like, yes, me too, I want to be in that energy, I want to like be like them and take all the like gold nuggets, maybe I'll put some of those replays. I'll put Michelle's and Nicola's that I just mentioned in the comments of this, that anyone who's feeling called to watching them can go watch them as well and get some of the juicy downloads, because I also felt called to doing some downloads when we were live doing the client success stories. Okay. And then a big, big, big energy that was coming through for this masterclass is healing your fear of rejection, because this comes up so much for running your own business and for having sales calls and going outside your comfort zone and meeting your edges. So I want to like first talk to your human that it's like, this is normal. It's okay. It's part of the journey. We still have programming from caveman times, when back in the day we would have little communities of like 200 humans, and that would be the number of humans in the tribe. And if they didn't like you, if they rejected you, if they thought you were a witch, if XYZ thing happened and they decided we want to banish you, it meant certain death, because you didn't have the time, space, and the bandwidth as one human back in caveman times to get your food for the day and in the winter and make your clothes and do and do the things for the shelter and. So the reason why it can be such a big thing is because we're still humans in a 3D form that want to belong to other humans, that need to fit in, and that fear, if I don't fit in, I'll die. It's super subconscious. You also understand that like you're a human in the 21st century who could like go get groceries delivered and do this and do that and delegate a ton of stuff and like just buy and rent a place. Like you can do all the things, and your subconscious block around that is going to be like, but if I don't belong to these humans that I have been belonging to, if I get no's and rejection from them, if I make them angry or upset, I'll die. That's the like deep unconscious fear there. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to expand your awareness into the current reality and day and age that you're living in, that you can release and let go of the old subconscious programming, ancestral lineage and blockages there, generational patterns that don't serve you, of people pleasing, of letting go of who you are as a human or your soul or your dreams, or like suppressing it, shoving it down in order to fit in or belong, or to like be the like person you think you need to be for your family, or that you need to be for the community that you're in, that you can like release and let go of all the old junk and negative energy around that on all levels. And you want to see what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to update your belief systems on all levels so you can feel safe meeting your edges, going outside your comfort zone, that you can feel safe being rejected, and that you can become neutral around rejection and even get to a space of gratitude or feeling positive or blessed for that rejection. And if you would like that, you can say yes. Okay, so a conscious piece, kind of like an image that was coming through around the caveman time. It's like, if you're a square peg and you need to fit in a round hole, in the olden days, you would do that. You would just like let go of parts of yourself to like fit into that circle hole, to be like, okay, well, I need to like live here. These are the humans that I need to survive. We're in survival mode. So do you want to release and let go of the trauma, soul trauma, and frozen energy that you have from this life, from past life, and that you've picked up from the collective energy around survival mode that no longer serves you, that you can release it on all levels, resolve it on a history level, and that we can also send unconditional love and healing energy to all past lives where this showed up for you, and that we can also send that unconditional love, healing energy, and support through your ancestral line for anyone who desires to receive it, and also move that energy forward through any and all generations that move through you or that you connect to. And if you would like that, you can say yes. Okay. And as you kind of like let go of the old people that no longer serve you, so anyone who would say no to you, anyone who doesn't really align with your message, people who might be haters in your world or show up as like negative presences, it's good when that happens. It means that you're at the space where you have enough visibility where you can hold more of that. Like when you're super, super, super beginner in your energy, you tend to like talk to a couple people or like have Facebook Lives that get a little bit shared, or like you go to communities or events or podcasts that you're like, okay, the majority of the people here, it's like a small audience, they're all gonna like get the thing. When you start to be more visible and have people who disagree with you or haters or like these people on the edges, it's like, okay, it's part of the process. You can be like, okay, I was serving 3 people. Now I'm serving 30 people, and 3 people on the edges don't really get it. So I want to like consciously ground in that that's like a normal part of expanding your impact, of shining your light brighter, of having more visibility and more impact. And it doesn't mean that those 3 people have to hate you or have to like have anything negative. It could just be like they're zoned out looking at their phones, or they're like, okay, one random comment and like block and delete you. Like, and you also have total free will and permission as a conscious being to block and delete anyone who you don't want to talk with, that you don't desire to engage with. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like through a higher power to deepen your own conviction, confidence, and internal wellspring of power, that the flame on that can be fanned, that you can step into your power even more deeply, to hold the space that you're in, to hold yourself, to know that you're safe being seen by more people, and that you can also feel safe, neutral, and or positive with rejection. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Because the positive piece of that is when your audience doubles, triples, quadruples, 10x, 100x, whatever you're like playing with of how you're growing and expanding. When that happens, you get to serve more people. You get to fill more client spots. You get to have bigger positive ripple effects in the world, which is amazing. And the people who don't serve you, who you're not like in soul contract with to serve, they can go find their own people. They have their unique people in the world that they're meant to learn from, that the way that someone else says it, or the language that they speak it in, or the story that they share with it, that's going to land with them even more deeply. So it's nothing about you. You could literally say it in a million ways and like all the different ways and contort yourself all day long, and it wouldn't be right for them because you just don't have soul contracts to serve the people in the periphery who aren't your soul aligned clients, who aren't your soul aligned humans to walk with and grow with on this planet. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to release any and all weight, pressure, obligation, or story where you have to get through to them, where you have to serve every single human on this planet, where you have to be able to find a way to get through to them, or especially like find a way to get through to your family or extended family or blood relatives, that like you have to be the one to do that, that you can like take yourself off the hook for that, and that you know what it looks like and feels like to even more deeply trust your higher power, that they can go find their more aligned people, and that you can allow them to be blessed and released from your space. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And then another conscious piece coming through around this is like, it's actually really amazing when you get to the point where you're repelling the people that you're not meant to serve, because that means you're speaking even more deeply to the hearts and minds of the humans who you are meant to serve. So they're going to be more leaned in. They'll be your raving fans. They'll be your hell yes people. And it's totally fine that other people don't like you. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to embody that, to feel safe having people not like you, and to let go of any and all stories that you need to convince people to like you, that you need to put in energetic time or bandwidth or emotional labor to like try to get someone who doesn't understand you to try to understand you or see things your way, that you can simply bless and release when that's the most optimal and healthy path for you and them. And if you would like that, you can say yes. Okay. So fear of rejection totally comes up in terms of sales calls. So sometimes people self-sabotage and don't even book sales calls because they're like, I don't want to say now my double, triple, 10 times high ticket package price, because what if they think I'm a terrible person? What if they go off on me? What if they get triggered that they can't afford it in this moment and lose their shit at me? Or what if they say no and then I like break into a million pieces because I can't hold someone's no? Or. So just because that kind of stuff can be a big block, I'm going to invite you to safely in this container where we're immediately going to clear it as it comes up, close your eyes and connect to some of those fears. What are you afraid that people are going to say to you? Are you afraid that they're going to think that you're too expensive, that you're greedy, that you're a bad person, that you're actually not a light worker, you're just like taking from people and you're being manipulative or bad or gross in some way, or sleazy? That she's in it for the money? Yeah. Just like tuning into what your nervous system is scared of, what you've thought, or anything that you've experienced or that you've seen other people go through, like feeling into what that is. and like go even a little bit deeper if you're able to. If you're like, that's my edge, you can stay at your edge of like, okay, these are the bad things I'm scared of. They'll be mean to me. And if you're able to, just like take some deep breaths. And then what will that mean? If they think that, are they going to go spread that? Are they going to like make a section of humans hating you? Are they going to like unfollow you and then you're going to have like no one on your email list, no one as a Facebook friend? Like, what would be even worse? Like, what's your worst case scenario with that? What's bad about that? And go like another step further. It's like, okay, if you have like everyone hating you and everyone's rejected you and blocked you and you have like no one that you're talking to anymore, then your business fails. And then you like have to go back to corporate. You have to have a shitty day job. You have to take money from a partner or from your family, like go a little bit deeper. If you're able to, just like what would be the worst case around whatever's coming up for you. I'll be a failure. Yeah. That totally comes up. I still look at who unsubscribed from each of my emails. Interesting. And then again, you can ask yourself, and what's the worst case scenario with that for whatever's coming up for you then? The worst is letting down my daughter. Yeah. And a lot of people, when they get to the worst of it, it's like, I'll be broke, I'll be destitute, I'll need to receive help from like financial services instead of me being the one who's helping other people. I'll be the one who's on unemployment. I'll be living on the street. I'll be homeless. I'll die. I won't fulfill my soul's purpose on this planet because I didn't know how to like communicate it to people. So I have to like do this whole cycle again. A lot of that kind of stuff can come up for people. I'll be a poor example for her and she'll have to clear all the shitty patterns too. Yeah, definitely. So whatever just came up for you, for what you're afraid of, what those worst case scenarios are for you, do you want to clear, release, and let go of all those completely in all levels through your higher power and see clearly through your higher power's truth, wisdom, perspective, knowledge, and understanding why those fears were there, what gold they have for you, that you can mine those for the gold that you were desiring, that you can still have the benefits that you were getting on some level from a more healthy resource, a more healthy way of being, and that you know who you are and what your life looks like and feels like, fully releasing your attachment to these fears, to these thought patterns, to these worst case scenarios, and to any and all layers where you've been doing a self-fulfilling prophecy where you've had some of this show up in your world. And if you'd like to clear that on all levels, you can say yes. And you want to know what you will look like and feel like in your business, in your dynamics with others, in your relationships, in your posting, in your stance as a leader, when you step into the identity of someone who can hold rejection, who's willing to hold rejection, and who can get to the neutral and ideally positive space of gratitude with rejection. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. So the conscious piece around that is like, what we resist persists. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to have rejection, I'm so scared of rejection, oh my God, rejection, that could continue to show up in your world, versus when you're neutral about it of like, okay, next. Someone said no, awesome. They aren't the best fit right now. Next. And like shift your focus to the next soul aligned person, the next person that you can talk to or have a sales call with or whatever, where you're like, okay, next. And just simply move on. So getting to the positive space around it is like, thank you, God, creator, source energy, the universe, from protecting me from the people who aren't the best fit people in my world. Like humans saying no to us and us saying no to humans is so amazing because it keeps the right fit people in our inner circles as clients, as people who are our followers, as people who show up and get value from all the amazing work that we share in the world. So you get to be wherever you're at with rejection right now. And I'm just like planting that seed of like, can you get to a more neutral place where you're not taking it personally, where you can be neutral around it and just like, okay, awesome. Where you can even honor their no and to be like, yeah, your no is sacred. And I love that you're clear on your no and that this doesn't feel like the best fit for you, or that you can be super clear as the coach, healer, light worker. Actually, this person doesn't feel like they're best suited for my world, at least not right now where they're at on their journey, and say, I would actually recommend this or a digital program or a free resource that you have, or someone else who's within your referral network that you're like, actually, I feel like you might do better with this person over here. Having sacred energy around no is so, so, so supportive, because then you can hold someone's sacred no. You can be held when you're a sacred no to something. And it's just such a more loving, consent-based way of like working in the world, instead of like someone says no and then you're like objectionally handling it. It's like, maybe you can just like honor that they're a no right now. There's a difference if they're a yes, but I have a fear coming up. Yes, but I'm afraid about the time commitment. Yes, but I'm afraid because I'm in scarcity right now. Yes, but you can work with them if they're a yes, but they have some fears coming up. You can totally work with their objections there. Because in fact, most of the time, the objection is actually an opportunity for you to like show up and serve them in that moment. Because typically the fear coming up for them there is also keeping them stuck in whatever they have as a challenge going on, or preventing them from getting to their next desired goal or outcome. So we can work with the yes buts, but when people are just like, a fuck no, you can honor that. Or if they're a no, not right now, check back in a year, 6 months with me. Awesome. You can honor that they tuned into themselves, that they trusted that voice that was a no at the time. And you can honor that, because it can be really hard as a human. You might have a people-pleasing background to say no to people. So the more you can honor people's no's, the more people will actually feel safer getting on calls with you, because they're not going to feel that pressure and they're going to hear it from other people. Like that was something that I loved. As I was doing all these client success stories, was coming through for all of them. Like they all felt safe in my world. They knew that if they got on a sales call with me and they said no, that was going to be honored. So you want the people in your world to know that you're also like a stand for that, because then they're going to feel safe getting on a sales call, that you're not going to like drill down and trying to like shake them and get them into your world and like take their money and all the things. It's like, there won't be that energy. There's just like, you're a stand for the amazing work that you do in the world, and that you have your doors open to the humans that are the best fit clients for that. And that you can also just like honor all the people that aren't the right fit, or at least not the right fit right now, and and hold sacred space for them for whatever their next step is that isn't with you. Okay. So I love that I'm already starting to like feel into some like throat chakra blocks as we move into our next and final piece, which is releasing body blocks that are holding you back from being this version of yourself who's fully lit up and abundant, who has the pleasurable business, the time freedom and financial freedom that you're desiring, where you're coming from a space of overflow and service to your clients. So I invite you to tune into your body, notice any blocks. I'm already like feeling some throat stuff going on for people. So if you're like, yeah, like what would I say on a sales call? Or what if they are mean in their rejection to me? Or like, how would I say something back to them? Like if something's coming up like that, we can definitely work on your throat. We'll just give you another moment to tune in to where that block in your body is. If it's not your throat, you can get clear on where there is a block holding you back in your business right now. And we're going to clear that out before we close. So you can get clear on how big that block is in your body. Notice the size of it, the shape of it, what color it is. And what emotion is attached to this old energy? And what's the body sensation of it? And if you could touch this old energy that no longer serves you, what's the temperature of it? And what's the texture of it? We're going to safely move that old energy outside of your body through your higher power and replace the space where it used to live with unconditional love, light, and healing energy. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And we're going to safely move that outside of your body so that it no longer has any attachments to you in any way. And then we're going to ask this old energy a question. You can simply allow the first thought, the first feeling to come through. And you ask it, what were you trying to teach me? And you want to know through your higher power what it looks like and feels like to learn that lesson through ease, speed, grace, joy, and love, through a more supportive and grounded path. And that you can mark this lesson as complete with ease now. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to know who you are and what your life looks like and feels like without this block, without these barriers, without this old energetic or pain or suffering or sorrow, negative emotion holding you back. That you can live without it, and that you know what it looks like and feels like to be whole and complete without this energy in your system. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to release any and all similar frequency energies from your body and your energetic body now, knowing that it's time, it's completely safe on all levels, and that you're able to. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Do you want to cut any and all cords, contracts, vows, commitments, bonds, oaths, obligations, or holding you to these old identities, these old ways of being, these old lessons, that you can release them on all levels now, dissolve it on a history level, and that you know what it looks like and feels like to move forward on your unique path in a way that's safe and grounded and loving for you. And if you'd like all that, you can say yes. And then we can allow your higher power to transmute that old energy into unconditional love. Send it out into the ether. Mm. And filling your entire body, and especially that space or spaces where those energies used to live, up with unconditional love, compassion, bright white light, all the supportive energy that you need to move forward on your journey. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And we're also going to open up your cellular DNA, the cell membrane, to release and let go of any and all old memories and old programming that would default you to an old identity or an old habit or an old way of interacting with your business. And that we can replace it with the upgraded software, belief system, structure, and inspired action steps that will most serve you for your highest and best good and your optimal health. And that will be in the best alignment for the soul aligned clients that you are here to serve on this planet. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. You can simply breathe as that integrates in. We'll close up your cellular membrane, ground that into your system with love and bright white light from your higher power. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Then you can open your eyes. Tune into that space where that energy used to live. And how does that feel for you now? And if you want to put that in the chat or in the comments, I'd love to hear how your body's feeling after we cleared that out. Tuning back into the comments. Yes, throat for me. And peace center chest. Yeah, desire to hide, make small. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah. So how is your body feeling now? And sometimes when we do this, it's like, that piece feels better. And now I'm aware of this, or now my back hurts, or now there's this, or now there's that. So it's just like an onion. There's layers. It's like, okay, that's gone now. That was the bigger piece. Now this one's feeling safe to show itself. Now you have the capacity to clear the next level underneath it. So if that comes up for you, know that that's okay and totally part of the process too. And you can also come back and watch the replay and do more layers as you feel ready to. Okay, so let's integrate all the changes that we've done throughout the entire masterclass. I can also offer you a general healing for any and all other areas of your body, life, and business that are ready to be healed right now, and fill you up with your higher power's unconditional love, compassion, peace, and prosperity. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. You can take some really deep, deep, deep cleansing breaths. You can open your chest, stretch your body out. Shake things off if that's feeling good. And then tuning in to how you feel now that we're completing the masterclass. And if you feel called to share in the comments or in the chat, I'd love to hear how you're feeling after doing all the clearings, all the downloads, all the awarenesses. Thank you. Neck, chest feels lighter. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And if you want to share any like wins or insights or learnings that you've had from this, I always love seeing those and celebrating with you. And I want to thank you all so, so much for showing up, for doing this like deeper inner work so you can be a better service to the rest of the humans that you have soul aligned contracts to work with and the world, for all the positive ways of change that you're co-creating. So honoring you all and celebrating you all just for listening to Spar and saying yes to the downloads and being with yourself, doing the deeper work, because it doesn't always feel amazing for our humans. And you showed up and you did it. So like super celebrating you for that. And playful energy flowing in its place. I love that. So many great insights and reminders and the downloads. I'm exhausted right now. Yeah. And you're quite late in the day. So sending your body lots and lots of love. And I definitely encourage you all to drink lots of water, especially over the next 24 hours, as it continues to release and clear and integrate and ground you into who you get to be now. And if you feel called to sharing this with anyone else in your world who like totally needs these downloads, these healing, these reminders, these conscious pieces, definitely inviting you to share it with them. If you want to share it in a private message or on your wall in whatever way feels good and aligned for you, I welcome you to do that, and super appreciate it when others share my work in the world. It makes my heart so, so happy. And if you're feeling complete, we can close the masterclass here. And if you're curious about how you can go deeper, what some potential next steps would be, if you're like, okay, this was awesome, and I know I'm even going over the like 90 minutes I had planned, and I tend to do that because I really want people to get as much value in my world as humanly possible. I really want to like tune into the energy of what's coming through, of what your like biggest blocks are, so we can clear it off and you can be in such deep alignment of receiving what your heart and soul really truly desires. So if you're desiring to go even deeper, because I can go so much deeper, and if I could talk to you for 100 hours, I would. If you're feeling called, I invite you to stay on. If you're feeling complete and full and wonderful, then I'm sending you lots of love as you continue on your journey. So if you're staying, I have a really amazing group container that I want to share a little bit with you about, because when I did the Aligning and Healing to High Ticket Sales program, it was originally a 6-week program, and I felt called, like we were building such awesome energy right at the 6 weeks. So it actually expanded to an 8-week program. The humans in there grew so much. Like it's made my heart so happy watching their transformations and celebrating their amazing next steps with them. And just like the degree of growth that they did in that 8-week container was fucking phenomenal. And I have been doing a lot of client success stories with the people who've sold their first $3,000 package, their first $9,000 package, had their first 14K month, made another 10K sale. Like people in that program did awesome. And it makes my heart so happy when other light workers are thriving and doing incredible. So if you're feeling called to also be a success story, to also sell your next highest package, to have your next highest month, I'm inviting you to a 2-month experience where we can really deeply expand your capacity to make more money in your business and expand into higher ticket sales. So that can be in a private package if you're still having space available for private humans, or it could be in group. Like I have clients right now who do 10K group packages where they're like, yep, if you want to work with me, it's 10K to get in this mastermind. So wherever you're at along your journey, this 2-month container is really meant to like build momentum really quickly, similar to how the last 8-week program did. And as a bonus, everyone's getting access to those recordings. So you already know that you have an 8-week program that's proven, that did really amazing for the souls who joined, who showed up to the calls, who actually asked for help, who then like actioned itemed the pieces of help and support that I was giving them, because I can't be responsible for people who like don't show up to the calls and then don't do the work. Like the humans who showed up to the calls or watched the replays, because there are some people who are like, I'm a mom and I couldn't make this time, but the humans who did the work, who showed up, fucking got results. And I have a big stand in the world for my clients making a return on investment during the program, like ideally during the program, which is typically like a 6 or 8-week journey with me, or people making it during like a 6-month container with me or a year long, but like during the container, they make their return on investment. And that continues to flow in the short, medium, and long term of their business. So if you're feeling called to like, yeah, I've been seeing some of those success stories, or like all of this stuff in the masterclass is so good, and you want to know if you're the best fit for that, I'm going to have some openings in my calendar for pleasure and prosperity calls, which is a complimentary call to get clear on where you're at in your business, so that I can get to know, okay, you're here in your business right now, you're desiring to go here. What are some of the challenges that you're facing? What are some limiting beliefs or blocks that are in your way? So I can highlight some of those pieces for you. I also really love that one of my superpowers is like seeing the big domino piece, that it's like, okay, if you focus your energy here, it's going to make everything else easier or unnecessary. Just like hitting the big domino makes everything else go. You don't have to like individually hit over 100 different dominoes in order for them to fall over. You can just focus on the main one. That makes everything so easeful. And I'm not going to say easy. There's a difference between easy and people who want to like get rich quick and want to like never show up for their business and not actually show up for the calls and like not make a post and not do a masterclass and not like make a sales call or get on a sales call. This is not for people who want a get rich quick scheme. Like that's not what exists in my world. The like easy way out of like never showing up and never doing the work. That's not for those people. This is for people who want it to feel more easeful, for it to like really work well, to like really align with your best next steps, that you're doing the things that actually get you the biggest impact, kind of like how the 80-20 rule works. Instead of focusing your time on the things that aren't really supportive, really getting clear on like how to have a full and overflowing cup in your body so you can be of like best service to your work in the world and receive back abundantly for it. So we'll talk about that in the call, and also get you on a personalized plan for moving forward, or seeing if the 2-month journey is the right fit for you. If you've been a client in the past, it may also be a good fit to do the 6 months. So I had the humans who were in the 8-week course, the How to Align and Heal to High Ticket Sales. Some of them were like, this is awesome. We are building amazing momentum. I want to continue going. And like 6 months feels really good. So they are currently going to be starting a 6-month container with me. And if you're brand new to my world and you're like, 2 months feels good, I want to have a taste tester, I don't know who Laura is really, this just like masterclass called to me and let's start off on a 2-month journey, then you can do that and feel complete in the 2 months and get the amazing recordings from the first 8-week program that we did together. And there's going to be some other bonuses, but I just wanted to like tease you with this to be like, if this feels like it's resonating with you in any way, shape, or form, I'm going to put the link to a pleasure and prosperity call where you can get on the call with me, get clear of, is this the right fit for you? Do you want to start off with a 2-month taste tester? Or if you've been in my world before and you're like, yeah, I desire like a group container for 6 months, if the 6 month is good for you, like you get to decide, similar to how you can like go to a restaurant and be like, I want a small, medium, or large. Like you get to do that and have choice in my world. So I don't want to like overwhelm you with a bunch of options and different things. I'd feel really good about getting on a call with you to make sure that this is the best next step for you. So I'm going to drop that in the chat to book a call. It's completely complimentary. And just like we were talking about with the no's, I will honor your sacred no. If you are a no to this at this time right now, or if it's just not the right fit for you, and anyone who joins this link, the first 3 people from this masterclass, so I know it's also going to go out to the people on the replay, the first 3 people who book, regardless of if you're a yes or if you're in, you're also going to get a free 30-minute coaching and healing session with me so we can go deeper into clearing some of the stuff that's holding you back. So really, there's no risk. You can get on the call, be like, nope, this isn't the right fit for me right now, and get the 30 minutes to go deeper and clear it for you. Or you can be, oh my gosh, this is the best fit, and either join the 2-month or the 6-month, whatever's feeling super aligned for you, and then also get a free 30-minute session with me. So I wanted this to feel really pleasurable and easeful for you. So if those are feeling like energies that you're aligned with, that you're curious about, I invite you to book your call. Again, the first 3 people will be the ones who get the free session, whether they're a yes or a no. Okay, so that feels good and complete for that. So I'm also going to stay on if there's any Q&A that are desired, but I'm going to end our Facebook stream. So sending lots of love to all the amazing viewers on Facebook, sending you all so much love and light. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day.